Happy Valentine's Day. I've never been the biggest fan of Valentine's Day, all the romance and the buying. Even when I've had people make me things, it kind of feels like an obligation. Not to mention, it seems like the only holiday that you can actually feel left out of. I don't have a Valentine this year, not a human one at least, so instead I'm having a green Valentine, focusing on plant love. Self-love too, as always, but I mean, that entails doing the things that I love, building my plant collection, and watching Studio Ghibli. I've never gone to a movie by myself, so I decided to give that a try, kinda like a self-date. I saw Mary and the Witch's Flower, a Studio Ghibli style film. I say style because the director doesn't work for Studio Ghibli any longer, but the movie has a similar look and feel. Very good film, by the way. I thought the main character looked similar to me, which was a little bit freaky, crazy short red hair and all. But enough about my date. This girl is having a great time with her Swiss cheese plant. That's the plant sitting next to her. I also gave her a snake plant peeking out by her feet by the chairs, and a little budding baby plant in the cup holder. I thought about drawing some other moviegoers being annoyed with this crazy plant lady, but I decided to keep it light and just let her enjoy her movie. I wanted to play with shadows a bit more on this, having dark areas next to brighter highlights, because, you know, that's what it looks like when you're sitting in a dark theater. But after I started painting all the details in her face, I just couldn't force myself to do it and hide all of the details with shadow, so instead she's sitting in that pre-film commercial lighting, just munching on the popcorn. By the way, no, I unfortunately didn't take any plants to the movies with me. I went plant shopping after, not before taking one of those 4-shot photo booth strips with my sketchbook, because of course I brought my sketchbook to a movie. I couldn't take you. You can actually see my face portray all the emotions I felt throughout the whole night. I was nervous, and then I got really awkward, and then I realized what the heck I'm doing, and just started laughing at my own ridiculousness. Kinda like a real date, you know, with a human. I went to 2 plant shops after the movie, one called Glassworks, and the other that I cannot remember the name of. Glassworks was probably the most stylish plant shop I've ever visited. A lot more chic than dirt. They had a lot of little plants, including this cool-looking nerve plant, which I ended up taking home. Amongst all the fashionably modern decor and clothing, there was this awesome, huge stuffed bear, which felt both amazingly out of place and perfectly fitting. The other shop I visited, I kind of just stumbled across when I was walking to the bus. It was in this tiny corner apartment type space with 2 separate levels. They had a lot of varying plants, this coconut palm growing out of a whole planted coconut, for example. I liked these lily pad looking plants. Hey, that's me. They had a few monstera, or Swiss cheese plants, like the one that I painted, and this thing that I actually had to touch to make sure it was real. Alright, so I didn't have the most romantic Valentine's Day, but I definitely had a lot of fun. New plant babies, new inspiring movie. I could have had more dynamic shading on this painting, but I like the way it turned out. She's having a good time, though I don't envy how she's getting that giant plant home. I hope you enjoyed. Have a lovely Valentine's Day, green, pink, or otherwise. I love you. I'll talk to you later.